Good morning and welcome to News 9. I'm Nolan Pinto. If you have read your history books, you will come across the Roman Emperor Nero, who played his lyre when the city was burning. In Bengaluru, that history is repeating with the corporators, mayor and commissioner playing cricket when the city is reeling under a garbage crisis. The mayor and corporators will be celebrating Kempegowda Day by playing a match between the commissioner's 11 and the mayor's 11. The match is scheduled for the 22nd of June at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. The entire Palike seems to be devoted to the game as they have set aside everything to practice for the match. Well, for more on this, I'm joined in by my colleague Varghese. Varghese, now it's not wrong for the corporator, the mayor and the commissioner to actually play a game of a match of cricket, but does it make sense when we are suffering from such a problem, the garbage issue?
Well, that is the question that a lot of commoners are asking, Nolan. When there is actually a mounting crisis of garbage, when they are in fact piling garbage within the city and there is an issue in Mandur, instead of focusing on something that is very important, they could, what we find is that the entire Palike is engaged in practice match and they are in fact practicing it out. They're giving more priority for something that is quite ridiculous to a large extent. Though if everything was hunky-dory, fine, but when things are not hunky-dory, there is a mounting crisis of garbage that is affecting the city, and you have these corporators actually taking time off. You have the BBMP Palike officers taking time off to in fact engage in a game of cricket. And this particular tournament, Nolan, will be scheduled for the 22nd of this month. And if you look at the kind of time that they have spent on the practice and other kind of practice they are doing, and the amount of money they will be spending in for this, it is ridiculous, especially with regards to the kind of crisis the city is facing, where even the powder karmikas are in fact finding it tough, or their payment is being blocked. Several issues are nagging, and you have the mayor and his BBMP corporators all engaged in practice matches. In fact, this game will be between the mayor's 11 and the commissioner's 11, and this will be scheduled at the Chinnaswamy Stadium on the 22nd. But this has not gone down well with the common man, who says that when there is something of, when they are looking for leadership to in fact solve the problems, the leadership themselves are like playing the fiddle of Nero, Nolan.
Now this only goes to show that there is utter apathy, Varghese, but I'm going to place you on hold now. Let's listen into what some of them had to say.
ಇಂಡೋರ್ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಯಿತು. ಇವತ್ತು ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. 22ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಸಸ್ ಮೇಯರ್ 11 ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಈವನ್ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲೂ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಟಗಾರರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂಥರ ಕ್ರೀಡಾ ಮನೋಭಾವದಿಂದ ಆಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗೂ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಒಂದು ಪರಸ್ಪರ ಬಾಂಧವ್ಯನೂ ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ನಾವು ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಆಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛಪಡ್ತೀನಿ.
In fact, you heard what the mayor said there. He talks about how it's important to for the corporators and the officials to bond. But now let's take a look at what's happening in Mandur while the BBMP corporator and the officials practice cricket.
ಇವರು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪತ್ರ ಬರ್ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರೊಸೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮಗೆ ಆದೇಶ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಅಧಿಕೃತ ಆದೇಶ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಗೆಜೆಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಇವತ್ತು ದಿವಸ ಇಂಥ ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಈ ತರ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಕಸ ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇರೋ ಕಸ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎತ್ತೀವಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಿಬಿಎಂಪಿಯಿಂದ ಬರೋಂಥ ಕಸ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಇಂಥ ತಿಂಗಳು ಇಂಥ ತಾರೀಕು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಖಡಕ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಧಿಕೃತ ಆದೇಶ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಇವ್ರು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಲೆಟರ್ಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ 2-3 ಸತಿ ಲೆಟರ್ಗಳು ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಮೋಸ ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ. ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಂಬೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಲೆಟರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಬಂದು ಮಂಡೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಅಧಿಕೃತ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಆಗಲಿ, ಸಚಿವರಾಗಲಿ, ಯಾರೇ ಆಗಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಸಿಎಂ ಆಗಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಊರಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಈ ನೋವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಅವರು ಅಧಿಕೃತ ಆದೇಶ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಒಪ್ಪೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
In fact, you heard what the resident over there had stated. They want a notification, not just a normal written statement from the government saying that they will stop dumping garbage. They want it should be a government order. That is what they want. Now, Varghese, coming back to you, seeing the problems that the people in Mandur are facing, it really shows that the BBMP just does not care.
In fact, the lackluster attitude that has been there, it is a problem that has been existing for quite some time. In fact, Bangalore City has faced 3 garbage crises within the last 2.5 years, and still there is no solution at sight. And the very people who are supposed to brainstorm about the matter, in fact, discuss it in the council of the BBMP and get the authorities working, are in fact seen playing cricket and practicing for a game that is there on 22nd and not giving the importance that the crisis deserves. In fact, it looks like the authorities are taking it quite lightly with the fact that this crisis will be solved by other higher-ups. But when it comes to the immediate governance of the city, the Palike is highly responsible. In fact, just yesterday, the Chief Minister had a meeting, and the District in Charge Minister had a meeting with the concerned authorities of the BBMP, and there the Chief Minister did pull up the BBMP officials and the Babus in it, and he did tell them with regards to the manner in which they are functioning and that they need to soften up. But this, in fact, shows that they have scant regard for even a higher authority, Nolan.
Now, Varghese, it's not a few thousands that have been or that will be spent for this particular match, at least a few lakhs. Now, the BBMP is going to go and say that this was sponsored. Now, suppose they actually utilize this money for the residents of Mandur, at least some sort of goodwill they would have secured.
Only the ball, the bats, the paddings, the gloves, the entire gear that is required for this game itself is costing around 2 lakh rupees, Nolan. So just imagine the amount of money they might have to pay for the Chinnaswamy Stadium when they take it on rent, and for that day the kind of programs they have planned at that stadium. Because on that day we remember the founder of the city, Kempe Gowda, and that is why they are holding a cricket match in part of the festivities. But the saddest part remains that the city that Kempe Gowda has in fact founded is under crisis, and the people who are running the city is using his name to in fact play than to give any kind of governance, Nolan.
It's very sad that they're actually celebrating Kempe Gowda's day in such a way. The founder, if he was alive, would have actually held his head in shame at seeing how those people who are actually meant to run the city are spoiling it. But thank you, Varghese, for all those details. Now, you can clearly see while the people in Mandur are suffering there, many of them are on an indefinite hunger strike. Their health condition is deteriorating. On the other hand, the politicians, as usual, the political class, our corporators over here, elected representatives of the people, are interested in a game of cricket. In fact, they are practicing today for a match that will take place on the 22nd. And all this, while people in Mandur are suffering. There you see on the left of your television screen, those people who are on an indefinite hunger strike over there. The paramedics are checking their health condition. In fact, yesterday, 2 women were shifted to a hospital when their health deteriorated. So while all that is happening over there, BBMP corporators, elected representatives they are, the babus, the bureaucrats are all interested in practicing for a cricket match. Well, moving on, in a terrifying incident, a group of rowdies have attacked a member of the Congress party. It is said that the miscreants used a blade to attack State Congress Secretary Geeta BK. The incident has left Geeta badly wounded on her face. Now, the miscreants fled the spot only after localites rushed to the place to save Geeta. It is reported that rowdy sheeter Lokesh and 9 of his henchmen were behind the act. Geeta has been admitted to a private hospital in Girinagar, where she is kept under intensive care. Her children claim that the attack was politically motivated. As of now, a case has been registered at the Biatranpura police station, and the search for Lokesh and his gang is currently underway. On the left of your television screen is the picture of the accused Lokesh, and on the right you can see Geeta after she was treated, still in the intensive care unit of this private hospital in the city. You can see that she has secured severe wounds on her left cheek and also her forehead. Now, thanks to the localites over there who saw her being attacked, things would have turned out very different.